Every moment holds a message. Let Zen wisdom guide you to deep sleep tonight. There's no secret formula to fall asleep in peace. But there is a shift that happens when we stop reaching for sleep and start listening instead. Listening to the silence, listening to the breath, listening to the unspoken message of this moment. You are safe now. You can let go. Zen is not a performance, it's a return. And in returning to the now, we give the mind permission to soften, and the body permission to rest. If you've ever watched a candle flicker in a quiet room, you've seen what Zen harmony looks like. It doesn't blaze, it doesn't force, it simply is, steady, warm, present. That's what your sleep can become when you stop trying to achieve rest and begin to align with it. Tonight, before you drift off, take a gentle moment to ask yourself, what inside of me is at war with what's outside of me? Is there something I've been resisting? A truth I've been avoiding? A feeling I've buried? In tonight's journey, before we begin, a gentle note: this isn't just a video, it's a space. A quiet space where you are allowed to pause, to breathe, to let go. There will be moments of silence woven into this journey, no voice, no words, only soft music and your breath. These are not empty spaces. They are part of the meditation. Moments for your mind to rest, for your heart to soften. Let them hold you, not rush you. And as we near the end, you'll notice the sound gently fading, easing you into deep sleep. Without effort, if you are still here, fully present until the last breath of this journey, you'll receive a small gift, a simple bedtime practice. Not just to help you sleep, but to slowly, gently, transform how you live. Let us begin now, together. In gentle 1. The whisper of the present moment. Some nights, when the world gets quiet and your body slows down, you might begin to notice something gentle, barely audible, like a whisper through the trees. It's not a sound from the outside. It's the moment itself, a presence, and it's calling you, not to fix, not to run, but simply to be here. Zen teaches us that the present moment is not just a stepping stone to the future. It is the only place where life truly unfolds. Zen master Thich Nhat Hanh once said, "Life is available only in the present moment. If you abandon the present moment, you cannot live the moments of your daily life deeply." And that's the truth most of us forget in our busy, buzzing minds. All day long, we live in loops, remembering, worrying, planning, regretting. We carry stress from the office, from relationships, from a world that never seems to stop spinning. And by the time we lay down to sleep, we're still spinning inside. But Zen gently reminds us, you are not your thoughts. You are not your tension. You are the awareness beneath it. When we talk about deep sleep, we often think of shutting off or escaping. But Zen offers another way. What if, instead of escaping the day, we enter this moment more fully? Not through thinking, but through sensing, through feeling the weight of the blanket, the breath moving in and out, the way the air touches your skin. These are the quiet doorways that bring you home. There's a Japanese concept called ma, the space between things, the pause that gives meaning to sound, to life. In Zen, this space is sacred, and your night, this very night, holds that sacred space. It doesn't demand noise. It offers silence. It doesn't require fixing. It welcomes you, just as you are. For those seeking deep sleep, this is not about forcing the body into stillness. It's about allowing the moment to hold you. Like a gentle wave carries a boat, Not because the boat tries, but because it surrenders. There's no secret formula to fall asleep in peace. But there is a shift that happens when we stop reaching for sleep and start listening instead. Listening to the silence, listening to the breath, listening to the unspoken message of this moment. You are safe now. You can let go. Zen is not a performance, it's a return. And in returning to the now, we give the mind permission to soften, and the body permission to rest. So as you lie there tonight, know this. You are not behind, you are not broken, you are not late. You are exactly where you're meant to be. Every moment holds a message, sometimes. The message is simply, rest. 2. The messages beneath emotional noise. Sometimes, the silence of night isn't peaceful at all. It's loud, with thoughts, with memories, with feelings we've kept buried all day. You lie in bed, eyes closed, but inside, it's chaos. Worries about tomorrow, regrets from yesterday, a strange ache in your chest that you can't quite name. And no matter how soft the pillow, your mind won't rest. But here's something Zen wants you to know. These waves of emotion, this noise inside, they're not a mistake. They're messages, not punishments, not proof that something's wrong with you. Just signals from a deeper place, asking to be noticed and held with kindness. Zen master Shunryu Suzuki once said, "Leave your front door and your back door open. Let thoughts come and go. Just don't serve them tea." In other words, don't fight your emotions, don't entertain them either. Just let them pass through like clouds across the evening sky. When you're searching for deep sleep, the instinct is to push these feelings away. You tell yourself, "I shouldn't be thinking right now," or "I need to stop feeling this." But the more you resist, the more tightly they cling. Zen invites a softer approach. Observe, breathe, welcome the feeling, not as an enemy, but as a messenger. Maybe the tension in your chest isn't trying to ruin your night, maybe it's asking you to finally listen. You see, in the stillness of the night, your inner world rises to the surface. It's not a flaw, it's nature. During the day, we distract ourselves, we stay busy. But at night, the armor falls off, and that's where the healing begins, not through avoidance, but through awareness. This is the paradox of Zen and sleep. You don't find rest by pushing emotions away. You find it by letting them be seen, even if just for a moment. You whisper to your sadness, "I see you." You nod to your worry, "I understand you're scared." And then, you breathe. From a psychological perspective, even renowned therapists like Dr. Carl Rogers, a pioneer of humanistic psychology, believed that the curious paradox is that when I accept myself just as I am, then I can change. The same is true for our nights. When you stop needing your mind to be perfect, peace quietly arrives. Zen doesn't promise to erase your thoughts. It simply offers you a place to rest among them, a space to notice without judgment, to allow without control. And it's in that space, soft, open, unhurried, that deep sleep begins to bloom. Not because you forced it, but because you finally stopped trying. So tonight, if your heart feels heavy, if your mind is loud, don't run, don't resist, just listen, because even the noise carries a message. And perhaps the message is this: you're human, you feel, and that's okay. Now let Zen hold what you no longer need to carry. 3. Harmony inside, harmony outside. There's a quiet truth that often gets lost in the rush of everyday life. The world around you is not separate from the world within you. They are mirrors, gently reflecting each other in subtle, invisible ways. And when something feels off inside, when your thoughts are restless, when your heart feels tight, the outside seems a little louder, a little harsher, a little more out of sync. Zen doesn't see life in compartments. It doesn't draw a line between body and mind, or between self and the world. In Zen, everything is connected. Everything affects everything. And when we long for deep sleep, it's not just about turning off the brain, it's about returning to balance. Not perfection, but harmony. Zen Master Dogen, the founder of Soto Zen in Japan, wrote, "To study the self is to forget the self. To forget the self is to be awakened by all things." In other words, when we soften the walls of the ego, when we stop fighting with our own thoughts and emotions, we begin to flow again with life. Instead of resisting it, harmony begins not with fixing the world, but with sitting quietly with yourself. And that quietness, that gentle reconnection, creates a ripple. When you take a few mindful breaths before bed, you're not just calming your nervous system, you're tuning your inner instrument to the natural rhythm of life. And life, in its essence, is rhythmic. The moon cycles, the tides rise and fall, the breath comes in, and it goes out. When your inner rhythm is out of sync, overthinking, tension, guilt, the external world feels like noise. But when you come back to center, when you create even a small moment of stillness, everything begins to soften. The room doesn't change, the world doesn't stop, but you stop fighting. If you've ever watched a candle flicker in a quiet room, you've seen what Zen harmony looks like. It doesn't blaze, it doesn't force, it simply is, steady, warm, present. That's what your sleep can become when you stop trying to achieve rest and begin to align with it. Tonight, before you drift off, take a gentle moment to ask yourself, what inside of me is at war with what's outside of me? Is there something I've been resisting? A truth I've been avoiding? A feeling I've buried? Zen isn't about having all the answers. It's about being willing to sit with the questions, to breathe with them, to trust that peace doesn't come from solving everything, but from being with everything just as it is. And when that happens, when inner harmony meets the quiet of the night, deep sleep becomes natural. Not something to chase, but something to allow. So let yourself soften, let the thoughts untangle. Let your breath return to its own rhythm. The outside world will always be there. But tonight, you have permission to come home to yourself. In this harmony, sleep finds you. Four. Let Zen wisdom guide you, not control you. There's something deeply human about our need to control. We try to control our days, what we eat, what we say, what we achieve, and at night, we carry that same energy into bed. We try to control our minds, our breathing, even our sleep. We say to ourselves, "I need to fall asleep now." And when it doesn't happen, we get frustrated, we tense up, we try harder. But here's the paradox. Sleep doesn't respond to control. It arrives when we stop reaching for it. It visits when we let go. This is where Zen offers a radical, gentle shift. Zen is not a method of control. It's not a formula or a rulebook. It's not a checklist to fix yourself. Zen is a quiet invitation, a way of seeing, a way of being, and when applied to your nights, it becomes a path, not to force sleep, but to invite it with presence, softness, and trust. Zen master Alan Watts once said, "The harder you try to control your mind, the more your mind controls you." We cannot push peace into place. We can only make space for it to arise. Just like you cannot force a flower to bloom by pulling on its petals. You cannot force your mind into deep sleep by tightening your grip. So, what does it mean to let Zen guide you? It means you stop using meditation or mindfulness as tools to get somewhere, and start experiencing them as companions on the journey. You light a candle not to chase darkness away, but to honor the moment. You take a slow breath not to fix anxiety, but to greet it with compassion. You let your thoughts come and go, not because you're trying to quiet them, but because you're no longer afraid of their presence. This is guidance, not control. Think of it like walking a path at twilight. You don't know every step ahead, but there's a lantern in your hand. You can only see a few feet in front of you, and that's enough. You trust that if you keep walking gently, one step at a time, you'll be led exactly where you need to go. Zen is your lantern in the night. When you bring Zen into your sleep, you're not trying to sleep anymore. You're simply returning to the body, to the breath, to the softness of the sheets. You're noticing how your chest rises and falls, how your jaw loosens, how your thoughts begin to slow, not because you made them, but because you stopped resisting. In American culture, especially among those of us taught to value productivity and performance, this idea can feel unfamiliar, even uncomfortable. We're so used to measuring results. How many hours did I sleep? How quickly did I fall asleep? Did I do my meditation right? But Zen gently whispers, there is no right. There is only real, and real is enough. One of the most powerful shifts that happens when you stop controlling and start allowing is that your nervous system begins to settle. Your body picks up on safety, not through words, but through felt experience. When you stop pushing, you signal to your entire being, I am safe. I can rest now. In this way, deep sleep becomes not the goal, but the natural outcome of trust. Trust in your body, trust in the moment, trust that you don't have to do anything extraordinary to deserve rest. Zen also invites us to recognize the stories we tell ourselves before sleep. Maybe your mind whispers, I never sleep well, or something's wrong with me, or I have to get at least 6 hours. These thoughts, though well-meaning, become a quiet form of control, beliefs that shape your experience before it even begins. But tonight, what if you said instead, I don't need to control this. I can just be here. What if you let the night be what it is, messy, imperfect, tender, and trusted that sleep would meet you somewhere in the middle? Psychologist Dr. Kristin Neff, known for her work on self-compassion, reminds us, being human is not about being any one particular way. It is about being as life creates you, with all your flaws, strengths, and unique ways of seeing the world. And that includes how you sleep. how you heal, how you let go. Zen doesn't require you to change who you are. It simply invites you to return, again and again, to the present moment, to the message inside the moment. And often, that message isn't loud, it isn't even in words. It's in the feeling of your body softening against the mattress. It's in the breath that finally feels effortless. It's in the tear that slips down your cheek. Unjudged, unheld, and free. You're not broken if you can't sleep right away. You're not behind. You're human. And Zen reminds us, being human is more than enough. So tonight, let Zen wisdom guide you, not like a strict teacher with a ruler in hand, but like an old friend walking beside you in silence. It doesn't need to explain itself. It doesn't need to offer solutions. Its presence alone is the answer. Let go of the timelines. Let go of the pressure. Let go of the need to control how this night unfolds. Let Zen guide you. Let deep sleep arrive like moonlight, quiet, natural, and beautifully enough. 5. The night is a teacher. If you listen, night has a way of revealing truths the day hides. When the noise fades and the lights dim, a quieter kind of wisdom begins to speak. Not through words, not through thoughts, but through presence, through stillness, through the gentle rhythm of breath. In Zen, the night is not something to escape. It's not the dark space between days. It's a teacher, an old, patient teacher who never raises their voice, but who waits for us to become still enough to listen. Each night, we are offered a gift, the chance to pause, to reflect, to see more clearly what we've been too busy to notice. Maybe it's the way we spoke to someone we love. Maybe it's the way we ignored our own needs. Or maybe it's the simple realization that we've been rushing through life, missing the quiet beauty that was always there. Zen master Thich Nhat Hanh reminded us, when you love someone, the best thing you can offer is your presence. How can you love if you are not there? And that includes loving yourself, being present for your own heart, your own wounds, your own quiet need for rest. Sleep, in this light, becomes something sacred, not just a biological function, but a returning home to yourself, and to what truly matters. But we often miss the message. We rush through our nights just like our days, treating bedtime as a box to check, a hurdle to jump. And yet, when we slow down, when we let the night teach us, we discover that deep sleep isn't just about rest. It's about relationship with ourselves, with the moment, with the rhythm of life that continues long after we've closed our eyes. So tonight, let the night speak. Let it remind you that you're not behind. You're not too much. You're not alone. You are exactly where you're meant to be. And this moment, this quiet, gentle moment, holds a message just for you. It says, you can rest now. You don't have to do it all. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to be present. And as you breathe into that truth, the body softens, the mind slows, the heart opens, and deep sleep arrives. Naturally, effortlessly, like the moon rising over a still lake. If you're still here, still breathing with me at the end of this video, thank you. Your presence matters. Your stillness is sacred. And as a small gift, here is your reward. Tonight's Zen practice for inner peace. Before you drift off, place one hand over your heart. Breathe slowly. Inhale peace. Exhale tension. Then, whisper softly to yourself, I am here. I am safe. I am allowed to rest. Repeat this 3 times. Let the words settle into your body. Let them anchor you. This small practice, done consistently, will help you bring the quality of peace you feel now into your waking life, into how you speak, walk, work, and love. Over time, this is how you transform not just your nights, but your days. Zen isn't just for the cushion or the quiet room. Zen lives in your real, everyday moments, and with just a few breaths, you can return to that center again and again. If you found peace here tonight, I gently invite you to subscribe to this channel, Buddhism in You, to continue walking this path together. Each video is crafted with care, rooted in Zen wisdom and designed to help you find calm, healing, and balance in your life. And if you'd like to listen to this kind of gentle guidance for longer, without interruption, you can explore the playlist, Zen for Deep Sleep. These curated sessions are seamlessly connected, allowing you to drift into deep rest over 1 to 3 hours or more, depending on how many videos you choose to let play. Of course, if you only need something shorter, around 30 minutes, we also have many videos like this one. Perfect for when you just need a moment of peace before bed. You always have choices here. This space was made for you. And if this video spoke to your heart, please consider sharing your thoughts in the comments. We read every one of them, and your insights help others and help this channel grow. Your words matter here. Thank you, truly, for being part of this peaceful space. See you tomorrow night, here,